Imagine this with me. You are lying in bed at night, the house is silent, and yet your mind won't rest. You turn from one side to the other, wondering where your energy has gone, why your strength isn't the same, and why intimacy doesn't feel as powerful as it once did. For many men after the age of 60, this silent frustration is more common than they dare to admit. They look strong on the outside, but inside they carry the quiet fear that their masculinity is fading away. And here is the shocking truth. Sometimes the difference between feeling drained and feeling alive again is not a pill, not an expensive treatment, but something as simple as what you eat before you close your eyes at night. I am Dr. Helena Moura, a urologist who has dedicated decades of my life to understanding the intimate health of men in their golden years. I have seen countless patients walk into my office with lowered confidence, diminished testosterone, and the fear of losing their vitality forever. And I have also seen them walk out with hope restored, not because of some miracle drug, but because of small, powerful changes they made in their daily habits. Tonight, I want to reveal one of the most overlooked, natural, and scientifically supported secrets for boosting testosterone after 60. And it doesn't require a complicated diet or a trip to the pharmacy. It's a fruit, a common fruit that many of you already know, but probably never imagined could be the ally your body has been silently begging for. But before I tell you what this fruit is, I want you to pause and think. How long has it been since you truly felt in command of your body, with energy pulsing through your veins, with that fire in your intimacy, and the confidence of knowing your masculinity is still intact? If it feels like a distant memory, if you've been quietly worried about losing your strength, then I want you to stay with me until the very last moment of this video. Because what I am about to reveal is not just food. It is fuel, medicine created by nature, designed to awaken your body's ability to produce testosterone even after the age of 60. Do not underestimate the power of what I will share. The fruit I am going to talk about has been studied in clinical settings, recommended in modern urology, and witnessed in the lives of men who came to me desperate for solutions. What you are about to hear may be the turning point you've been waiting for. Gentlemen, let me make you a promise tonight. If you stay with me through this entire video, you will not only discover which fruit you should eat at night to stimulate your testosterone naturally after the age of 60, but you will also understand why it works, how it works, and the best way to introduce it into your evening routine so that you wake up with more energy, more drive, and more confidence in your masculinity. As a physician, I know how dangerous false promises can be. Too many men fall into the trap of miracle pills, aggressive supplements, and expensive treatments that often bring more side effects than results. But what I will share with you tonight is grounded in science, in decades of clinical observation, and in something even more powerful: the wisdom of nature itself. Because the human body, especially after 60, doesn't always need more chemicals. It needs support, nourishment, and balance. Imagine this: a natural boost in testosterone that allows you to feel stronger, more motivated, and more alive without the fear of harming your heart, your prostate, or your overall health. That is the path we are going to explore together. And the key is not hidden in a laboratory. It's available in grocery stores, on market shelves, often overlooked as just another piece of fruit. But when consumed at the right time, under the right conditions, it can transform your nights and your mornings. And let me warn you, there's a reason I insist you stay with me until the very end. Because the way you eat this fruit, the timing, and even what you should avoid combining it with are just as important as the fruit itself. I will reveal the exact protocol my patients follow, the mistakes that many men make without realizing, and the one final adjustment that makes all the difference in whether this fruit becomes just a snack or a true testosterone booster. So tonight, you are not just watching another health video. You are beginning a journey with me as your doctor, your guide, and your ally in reclaiming what is rightfully yours: vitality, strength, and the fire of masculinity that does not have to fade with age. By the end of this video, you will hold a tool that is simple, safe, and incredibly powerful, one that could reignite your body's natural production of testosterone and remind you what it feels like to wake up ready to conquer the day. When I speak to you, I do not speak as a distant doctor in a white coat, but as someone who has walked alongside hundreds of men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. I have seen the pride in their eyes when they told me about their lives. Decades of work, raising families, facing challenges with courage. And I've also seen the quiet sadness they carried when their bodies began to betray them, when their energy waned, when intimacy became less satisfying, and when they started to believe that perhaps this was simply the price of growing older. But let me tell you something important, man to man, or better, doctor to man. You are not broken. You are not past your prime. You are not condemned to a life of weakness, fatigue, or low desire simply because you turned 60. I have watched too many men prove that it is possible to reignite vitality, to restore strength, and to feel masculine and alive again. And the secret often begins with the simplest of choices: what you place into your body, day after day, night after night. I still remember a patient of mine, Roberto, 64 years old. He walked into my office exhausted, convinced that his best years were behind him. He had tried supplements, powders, and even considered hormone therapy. But what we discovered together was that his diet, particularly his nighttime habits, was draining him. We adjusted his evening routine, added one specific fruit, and within weeks, Roberto returned to me with a spark in his eyes. His mornings were no longer sluggish, his confidence returned, and his intimacy with his wife improved in ways he thought were gone forever. Was it magic? No. It was biology, science, and respect for how the male body functions after 60. As a urologist, I carry the responsibility of protecting men's health, not just in the clinic, but also in the unseen battles of the mind. Because low testosterone is not only about numbers on a lab test, it is about how a man feels, how he walks, how he connects with his partner, and how he sees himself in the mirror. That is why I am here today, not only to teach but to empower you. Because I believe men in their 60s and beyond deserve to thrive, not merely survive. And I want you to understand this. The strategies I share are not theories. They are practices tested and proven in real lives. My voice here is not just professional. It is personal. I have seen the transformation, and I know it can be yours too. After the age of 60, a man's body undergoes profound changes that are often invisible at first, but their effects are undeniable. Testosterone, the hormone that fuels vitality, energy, muscle strength, and sexual drive, begins to decline naturally with age. This decline is not sudden. It happens quietly, year after year, until one day you realize your mornings are heavier, your motivation is weaker, and your fire and intimacy is dimmer. Many men shrug it off as just getting old, but let me tell you, there is more to the story. When testosterone levels fall below what your body needs, it affects far more than your sex drive. It changes the way you metabolize fat, making your belly grow even when you are not eating more. It slows down the ability of your muscles to recover, leaving you weaker and more vulnerable to injuries. It alters the sharpness of your mind, creating forgetfulness and lack of focus. And perhaps the most dangerous consequence, it places your heart and your bones at risk, increasing the chances of fractures, heart disease, and a cascade of health problems that steal away not just years of life, but the quality of those years. I see this every week in my practice. Men who used to run marathons now struggle to climb a flight of stairs. Husbands who once felt confident and passionate now avoid intimacy, not because they don't want it, but because their bodies don't respond the same way. Fathers and grandfathers who were once pillars of strength now confess to me, quietly, that they feel tired, disconnected, and old. And it breaks my heart, because I know it doesn't have to be this way. Science shows us that lifestyle choices, especially what we eat, play a decisive role in how quickly testosterone declines, or how effectively we can preserve and even boost it. What most men don't realize is that nighttime is one of the most critical windows for hormonal health. The body repairs itself while we sleep, and if you give it the right fuel before bedtime, you can amplify the natural rhythm of testosterone production. But if you feed it poorly, you sabotage your own vitality before the next day even begins. This is why ignoring what you eat at night is such a silent but dangerous mistake. The wrong choices can make your testosterone plummet, but the right ones can unlock reserves of strength you thought were gone forever. And that is exactly why this fruit I'm about to reveal carries so much importance. It aligns with your body's natural rhythm, giving you a push in the very hours when your testosterone has the chance to recover. Now let us dive into the heart of this journey, because this is where you begin to understand how something so simple can create such a profound change in your body after 60. The fruit I am speaking about is not exotic, it is not rare, and it is not expensive. It is the pomegranate, a fruit often overlooked yet scientifically proven to support testosterone production, blood circulation, and male vitality. First, let us talk about testosterone stimulation. Pomegranate is rich in antioxidants, particularly polyphenols, that help protect your cells from oxidative stress. As we age, oxidative stress becomes one of the main enemies of hormone balance, attacking the very cells in your testicles responsible for producing testosterone. By eating pomegranate at night, you give your body a shield, allowing it to preserve and even restore its capacity to produce this vital hormone. Men in studies who consumed pomegranate regularly showed a measurable increase in testosterone, sometimes by more than 20%. Imagine what that means for energy, confidence, and intimacy. Second, circulation. Testosterone is not just about numbers in a lab test. It is about how blood flows through your body, especially where you need it most as a man. Pomegranate has been shown to improve endothelial function, which means it helps your blood vessels relax and carry oxygen more effectively. For men after 60, this can be the difference between feeling sluggish or feeling awake, between struggling in intimacy or enjoying it fully. I remember a patient, Carlos, who began including pomegranate juice at night. Within weeks, he described his mornings as lighter and his confidence in intimacy as reborn. His wife even came to thank me personally. Third, heart and longevity. Many men fear heart disease after 60, and with good reason. Low testosterone combined with poor circulation can increase that risk dramatically. Pomegranate's unique compounds reduce inflammation in the arteries and lower blood pressure, protecting not only your masculinity, but also your life. You are not just improving your nights, you are safeguarding your future. Now let me clarify one myth. Many men believe testosterone can only be restored with injections or hormone replacement therapy. While those have their place, they are not the only path. Natural strategies, when applied consistently, can create powerful changes. Pomegranate is not a magic cure, but it is a tool that, when used correctly, can amplify your body's natural capacity to remain vital and strong well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. And timing is everything. Eating this fruit at night gives your body exactly what it needs at the precise moment when it repairs and prepares for a new day. This is why simply adding it to your breakfast will not have the same impact. Nighttime is when testosterone renewal is most active, and pomegranate supports this delicate process perfectly. So now you know the truth. Something as simple, as natural, and as delicious as the pomegranate can become one of your greatest allies in restoring testosterone after 60. Not in the form of a pill, not in the form of a risky therapy, but in the form of a fruit that nature has provided for centuries. When you eat it at night, you are not just having a snack. You are sending your body a message, a signal to repair, to protect, and to produce the hormones that define vitality and masculinity. I want you to remember this. Transformation does not always begin with massive steps. Sometimes it begins with something as small as choosing what you eat before going to bed. And when you choose wisely, you give yourself the chance to wake up with renewed energy, clearer focus, stronger desire, and the confidence that your age does not define your strength. In my years as a urologist, I have seen how men who take these small, consistent steps reclaim their lives. They walk taller, they speak with more conviction, and they reconnect with the intimacy that once felt lost. And it always starts with the decision to act. Tonight, I am offering you that decision. Add this fruit to your evening routine, give your body the gift of support, and watch what happens over the coming weeks. And let me leave you with one more thought. Testosterone is not simply about muscles or intimacy. It is about how alive you feel every single day. When your hormones are balanced, life has color again, conversations have spark again, and your purpose feels strong again. That is what I want for you. If this message has spoken to you, I invite you to share in the comments how you feel about your own vitality today. Have you tried pomegranate before? Have you noticed changes in your energy or strength? I would love to hear your story because your voice can inspire other men who are searching for hope. And of course, make sure to stay with this channel because in our next video, I will reveal another powerful nighttime secret that most men have never heard about, but one that could take your health and masculinity even further. Gentlemen, never forget. Your age may add years to your life, but it does not have to subtract the fire of your masculinity. Nourish it, protect it, and let it thrive. Good night, and may your strength rise again with each morning.